in the month of January 2023, and we say welcome to our breakfast television show this morning. My name is Chidima Oranwa. We are starting this morning by bringing your way the stories that are trending on our ABS website and also our national dailies. But before we go straight into that, we are going on a short break, and when we come back, you meet our guest in the building this morning. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back to the show. And we have with us in the building this morning, Paulson Okeke. Paulson is a public affairs analyst. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. You're welcome.
All right, quickly, let's start with the stories trending on ABS website this morning. The first story there, UNICEF commences technical assessment interventions in flood-affected communities in Anambra. Anambra State Deputy Governor Ibe Zim cautions communities against land dispute. Mrs. Soludo repeats call on Anambra registered voters to collect their PVCs. Anambra lawmaker Okechukwu built a house for widow at Akweza in Anocha Council area. Okay, these are the stories on ABS website this morning. Paulson.
Yeah. Let us look at UNICEF, the intervention program in the flood-affected communities.
Okay.
It is one area that efforts need to be channeled because we can't continue having the same problem every time, every rainy season, especially when there's this flood. Government should channel its efforts and put a containment measure in these areas. What should be done to ameliorate the conditions of these communities? What are the proactive measures we can take? Is it clearing the drainages, or is it enforcing the embankments in the riverine communities so that when the flooding comes, at least it will reduce? Or alternatively, where we know it is just a natural problem because ordinarily at rainy season, at intervals, rivers overflow. Then what do we do? These people that live in this area, where are we going to evacuate them? They build camps so that whenever there is such emergency, they should be moved to these camps. It's only camps that should be a permanent thing. It's not this ad hoc thing that when you build after 1 year or 2 years, you will remember, especially when this didn't occur. Mm-hmm. But you build it knowing that from time to time, you're going to move people to these areas and so on, so that the suffering of the communities will be reduced. And at the same time, you have measures when there are buildings. Whenever there is flooding, their buildings should be fortified to accommodate them. And when the flood recedes and the normalcy returns, the buildings could still be strong. Mm-hmm. It is not such buildings that whenever there is flood, everything will collapse. And when they come back, they start life all over again. As if to say they never had houses.
NIMET has already warned that this year again that we are going to have flooding.
Yeah, that is why this intervention program by UNICEF should be taken seriously. Mm-hmm. It is not, if it is a place, Nigerian government should partner with UNICEF to put a lasting solution in some of these areas. It's not when a man has a building, after flooding, he doesn't have a house again, and so on. I think something should be done about that. So okay. UNICEF, thank you for trying to save our people and make our government to look into that area.
Okay, so would you also want to add your voice to that of the governor's wife, asking people the registered voter to go and collect their PVCs?
Oh, yeah, I think that's the sing song now. Every registered voter, but I keep on wondering, somebody will spend time, run around to register his name during voter registration exercise. But when it is collection, he wouldn't go. I don't understand people, honestly. Then why do you make such efforts, run up and down, go there, go here and go there? You want to register, you want to register. After the registration, you relapse. What is the essence of making effort in the first place to register if you cannot go to collect your PVC? Please, I want to join the wife of the governor and the rest of well-meaning Nigerians to appeal to us that the only way we can make our intentions known and the only way we can bring our sufferings to an end is to go and collect our PVC and vote out this government that has perpetuated itself in trying to undo us as a people. Because this government has not shown it cares. It is going. It is not good that if it goes, another government from the same political party will come. Let us just go, get our PVC, vote another party. There are, aside this political party, there are two other political parties that we can say they are better. The sensitivity of this government is zero to us. Let us, therefore, try to see what we can do to vote out this government. And the only way we can do it is to get our PVC. Go to polling stations that day, vote other parties other than this party.
All right, let's also now go over to the next paper, the first paper under review this morning, and that's the Daily Sun newspaper, with the big story in front of the Daily Sun. NLC mass protest looms over fuel and naira scarcity. We also have the Labour mobilizes schools short as group expresses anger. Petrol price rises above post subsidy benchmark of 410 naira per litre. And then an INEC must address vote buying and underage voting to gain trust. This is coming from Pat Otomi. Atiku will grant Nnamdi Kanu unconditional release if elected president, campaign cancel, and then Igbo youth to raise concerns over IPOB leaders' health. New notes, amid the CBN 11 days grace, cash shortage worsens. Banks, ATMs dispense limited new notes. DSS buster syndicate selling new naira notes and suspects named bank officials. PDP candidate turns APC counterpart tells him Aso Rock is not sanatorium. States how he will change economic direction of Nigeria. Buhari commissions NSIA 10 megawatts Kano solar power, and then says solar power to boost the industrial output and attract FDI into Kano State. My administration has done well, says President Buhari. I rescued Atiku when Obasanjo wanted to roast him like goat meat. Tinubu, Nwodo, Itani orders Lord Ugwani on achievement back PDP candidates, okay? Wike accuses PDP National Working Council of anti-party activities. Wow. Let's start with the big story, the mass protest that is looming over fuel and naira scarcity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is long overdue, because it is long overdue in the sense that NLC, I keep on saying, NLC had always tried to wake up at the 11th hour. NLC is never proactive. The present crop of leadership of Nigerian Labour Congress is not proactive at all. Because if you're trying to protect the workers and the downtrodden Nigerians, because Nigerians keep on looking at NLC as the organization, as an agency that will speak for them, because it is the conglomeration of the downtrodden, the artisans, the workers of Nigeria. And this body, most of the time, will always feign ignorance. It doesn't know what is happening or pretend not to know. And at the end of the day, these people will continue to suffer. So if they now have woken up and say they want to protest, well, their protest, this government is an insensitive government, but at least let them do something to give the people hope that you are fighting for them. Let them lead this protest. Try to gather all manner of workers in this country, the welders, the artisans, and the rest of them. Try to lead them into a demonstration that we say, we have suffered enough under you, Mr. President. We have suffered enough under this government. You have not actually cared for us. And so that the president, we know or we feel that actually Nigerians are suffering because it doesn't concern him. Wherever he goes, he's chauffeur-driven, he's flashed into a helicopter. He doesn't know the price of what ordinary Nigerian buy petroleum products, and so on and so forth. The scarcity of Naira. Who is deceiving who? You tell Nigerians you want to change Naira, that they should go to bank and swap. They go to bank, pay in what they have. The bank will not give them another one. Is that how to do things? Where does it happen that way? Is it not a ploy that you want to get back the Naira in circulation? Now, if you want to withdraw the currency in circulation, what do the people do? So they move about empty-handed. Because on Friday, I was in the bank. I went to bank. But when I got there, people were paying in. When you pay in, they say, give me a new one. They say, we don't have. And they will come out, you talk and talk and talk. A particular woman, after paying in with sum of money, you say, can you give me some? You say, they don't have. The woman said, oh, yeah, give me part of the one I have paid, the old one. And they gave her. So you now think of, and the central bank will keep on telling us, we have enough in circulation. Where is it? It is not in the banking hall. It is not in the ATM. Where is it? And when you go to some POS operators, you see them charging you extra to give you, because the owners of the POS are bank officials who now get this money, give to their POS operators. They now charge people 10,000 naira. They charge me 10,000 naira. They say you give them 1,000 naira. Otherwise, you be paid for 10,000 naira. You'll be giving 9,000 naira, and they keep back another 1,000. If you want 20,000, they will take 2,000 naira and give you 18,000 naira. So that is the kind of Nigeria we are living in. Yeah, this money is not in the banking hall, but it is in the hands of the POS operators owned by bank officials. Who is deceiving who, or who is fooling who? And every time we keep on blaming the president, he doesn't know what he's doing. But look at you doing this one now. Do you know what you are doing? And we talk about corruption in the high places, but you are corrupt by not releasing these monies in the banking hall or in the POS. In the ATM. Rather, you take this money to your POS operator. So it is bad. What do we do to get this country right? And we keep on blaming the president for everything, while we as Nigerians are not perfect in those micro units we are operating. So if NLC is mobilizing for demonstration to vent their anger, let them do that, because it is time long overdue.
Well, do you think that the protest, that it will yield a good fruit?
Honestly, it will not yield good fruits. Oh. Because one, petroleum, for instance, that's why we keep on laughing at this government whenever we talk about certain things. Because by the time when this government came up, we were buying fuel at 97 naira. But today, we are buying 410 naira. Yesterday, I bought 400 somewhere in Oka here. And we say, what government are we operating in this country? The insensitivity of this government is too much. No government has ever brought this level of untold hardships to Nigerians. That is one unfortunate thing. And that is why the APC presidential candidate, when he said that it appears the whole thing is skewed against him, it it was like he's coming, he knows he's coming in, and he's crying. It is not for him alone. It is skewed against some other people, because Nigerians are the people who are at the receiving end of all these problems. We don't have money, we don't have petroleum. So how do we live as a people? And when people go on street demonstrating, they will say, oh, they want to bring down the government. But the government is not really thinking about the people. Because if you are you try to at least cushion the effect of all these problems. So that is the problem.
All right, quickly, let's go over to the next paper. That is the National Star newspaper this morning. The big story in front of the National Star newspaper. Angry Kano residents shun Buhari's visit. Block roads, burn tires, throw stones at a president's convoy. And then we still have power projects will revive ailing industries in Kano, Buhari. 2,800 doctors left Nigeria in 2 years. DSS arrests syndicate selling new Naira notes. Abia PDP zones Econet replacement to Ishialangwa North. JAM says email address compulsory for UTME registration. 2023 polls, EU to deploy 100 observers. MBA dialogue presidential candidates fume as Tinubu sent a representative. And also down there we can see federal government backs US visa ban on Nigerians, undermining democracy.
Well, we take the MBA dialogue, where presidential candidates were invited and the Tinubu sent representatives. And that is still the same thing we are saying. Tinubu went to Chatham House in London to address some people there, the UK delegates and so on. But Tinubu cannot come to a particular town hall meeting, MBA dialogue, and any other to address Nigerians, the people he expected to rule. So we are saying, what is the difference? You cannot talk to us as our would-be president, but you can go to UK. You can go to Chatham House to talk to people there. So what is he running for? Is he running from other presidential candidates, or is he running away from Nigerians? Why wouldn't he talk to Nigerians? Why would he prefer to talk to foreigners other than talking to his countrymen, the people he wants to come and rule? And that is one unfortunate thing about the APC presidential candidate, because it has been there. The other time he said he will not come. He will not come, he will not talk to us. And even at the time, APC Presidential Campaign Council issued statement that any town hall meeting in this country, that he will not be there. But he can go to London to talk to UK people. And how do you wait? Are the London people the people who will give him their votes? Even at the Chatham House, he did not perform well because he keep on sharing questions. When he ask him particular question, he will share. But in this country, what is his problem? Why he wouldn't come at a particular forum to talk to us? But he goes around campaigning and talking to people there. But he cannot come to a forum where people will ask him questions. So, Nigerians, it is up to you. Honestly speaking, we have a choice to make. And that choice is obvious. Because what it means is that he never regards us. If he does, he will choose a forum to talk to us. And not going to talk to us only on political forum or political platforms and so on. It is wrong.
Okay, next paper this morning is the Punch newspaper. Buhari's Kano visit, protesting youths barricade roads and stone helicopter. Nigerians don't appreciate what they have, says Buhari as protesters rampage. And then a foreign element using Boko Haram to destabilize Nigeria, president insists. APC campaign council kicks as PDP blames Tinubu Ganduje for attacks. New Naira racketeering booms in Lagos, Abuja, and Anambra. DSS arrests unauthorized dealers. POS operators hike charges. Return seized assets to me, Desiani tells a federal government. 650 Naira petrol. Pengasin plans clamp down on marketers. And then 7 directors jostle for accountant generals adjourn. Panic as Lagos hoodlums invade school and chase pupils. And also you can also see the story of the federal government backing U.S. visa ban on election riggers. Okay, those are the stories trending in the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning.
Yeah, this protesting use barricades.
Yeah, the big story there.
In Kano. When I saw it yesterday, I laughed because I was like, why wouldn't the youths protest? No country, honestly speaking, no country in this world will suffer what Nigerians suffer without the youths pouring on the streets. No country. If it is in the Western world, by today, this government will be taking some measures. Either they want to pack and go, or they want to see what they do to address all these problems. Nigerians are suffering, and we have suffered enough. So when Kano youths, you know Kano youths, in fact, they are irate youths. Whenever anything happens in Kano, it will take the intervention of God to control them. And the scarcity of Naira and the scarcity of petroleum is enough to ginger the youths. Come out. This man is coming. Let us demonstrate we are not happy. Let us barricade his roads. Luckily, he's in a helicopter. If it is an ordinary convoy, they will attack him, and if they see him, they will deal with him. But it's a message to the president that he should go home and order some palliative measures. The suffering is too much in the land. Honestly speaking, the suffering is too much. Why wouldn't there be an order that petroleum products should be made available? And NNPC keep on telling us we have enough stock available. We have enough stock. Where is it? So why do people enjoy telling the citizens lies? The same thing, CBN governor will tell us we have enough currency. The banks are not distributing. Yet, it is not there in the banks. Because you go to the bank, you will stand there for hours on end. And the money, you will not see it. So, who is deceiving who? Who is telling the lies now? So the people are no fools any longer. So it's good that the Kano youths showed that they are not happy. So it's left for the president to go home and see what he can do to make some palliatives and address the situations.
Okay, so what do you also have to say about the story when Desiani is telling the federal government to return her seized assets to her?
Desiani's case is complicated.
Very.
Because when she was being tried, she was not here. If she was here, she would have defended herself. But she didn't show up. So it gave EFCC the latitude to prosecute her, raising all the manner of allegations which there was nobody to counter. And so on and so forth. So that's why I say it is complicated. If she's been around or she has a lawyer, there could be some representation from her own side, and there will be issues. And the lawyer will rise up in her defense.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Chidoma. This is Ejike calling from Oka.
Ejike, how are you doing this morning?
We are good. We thank God for the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to chip in something. The APC government, I don't want you to look as if I'm not campaigning for any political party, but I want to tell the people, I just advise the people to make up their mind, get their BBC, and vote for people that will deliver this country. The APC government came in on the mantle of change. years, Nigerians have seen that the APC has nothing to offer Nigeria. That is the truth. They came on a mantle of change. They got the government, but they were not ready for governance. So people should get their PVC and get people that will move this country forward. This is my advice.
All right.
God bless you. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Ejike. Let's quickly go over to the Nation newspaper this morning. Banks failed to dispense cash in halls, ATM terminals. That's the banner headline in front page of the Nation newspaper. And we have riders there, POS operators or hawkers sell Naira notes in cities. Amafiale's action political, says Reps leader. And then we can see up there how overvoting voided Ademola Adeleke's victory. Why Ekiti Cargo Airport is not functional yet by government. Suspected land grabbers seal Lagos school. Bawa is UBA's CEO for African operations. Tinubu will use all to develop Akwa Ibom. And then you can see down there, protesters raise APC office, Tinubu Shetima Osun Center. Abuja Kaduna train services resume. AFDB vote $1.5 billion for food production. All right, these are the stories trending in front of the Nation newspaper. But before we go ahead, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, please.
Hello?
Tell us your name and your location.
Yes, I'm calling from Castina.
From Castina?
I'm from Mr. Paul calling from Castina.
Okay, Mr. Paul, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Watching your program from Castina, I want to confirm.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, you know, just here the APC government, people are suffering and they need for amendment. They need for, if someone is okay and look at the people, you know, they will be enjoying a lot and other people will be suffering, and they will not be. So that's the problem of Nigeria. They have to make a way that you can tell us, it's not in low way. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Paul, that called from Castina. All right, Mr. Paulson.
Yeah, this is that's from Osun State, the Adeleke election, the void, the court judgment and so on. It is one thing that has called to question our electoral process. Because when Adeleke defeated the former governor in the election, it was applauded and people were happy. Only for the former governor to challenge the victory and alleging over voting here and there. Yeah, and that election was, BVAS was used in that election. And we're now asking, if BVAS, the almighty BVAS was used in this election and yet there was still overvoting, how come there were still this overvoting? Does it mean that there were places where BVAS was not used to conduct the election? And this called, like I said earlier, this calls to question the integrity of the elections INEC conducts for us. Because INEC themselves during the court process admitted that they were overvoting, which means, were you not the one who conducted this election? You understand? And yet, INEC chairman, Mahmoud, assured Nigerians, swore on the integrity of the elections they have been conducting using BVAS. That is why we should be very, very conscious and very careful about the methods they use and the assurances they give us. That if for an election, there could be overvoting, yet BVAS was used to conduct such election. It means such thing could happen somewhere else. And that is why Nigerians should be very careful, honestly speaking. Because it doesn't show that you used BVAS to conduct this election And still, the same election was subjected to test and it failed, which means you didn't follow the process as you assured us you followed. So, well, we should wake up. We should be all hands on the deck to make sure that where the beavers fails, there must be immediate remedy to make sure that after the conduct of the election will stand and not the one that somebody will go to court and it will be nullified. Osun case is one case study all of us should take home and go and see what we can do to improve on. INEC will stay improve on the process. They should know what happened in Osun election. These beavers, is there anywhere it failed that made overvoting to be possible? That is my take.
All right. Next paper is the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria must not fail with 2023 polls. UN scribe warns. And riders there charges NBA to ensure success of general elections. NBA apologizes to Nigerians for neglecting role. Polls must hold as scheduled. Afenifere insists. Warns against use of court to abort exercise. EU deploys 100 observers to monitor elections. Shira Council fears staggered polls may instigate violence. Utomi, INEC must pass confidence tests, tackle underage voting and vote buying. Nigeria risks losing foreign assets to reckless borrowing. CSOs warn. Atiku will heed appeal court judgment on Kano if elected president, says Okonkwo. NSIA's 10 megawatt solar power will attract FDI to Kano. CMPP seeks sanction for hoarders of new Naira notes. And down there, despite extension, Nigerians can't withdraw old and new notes. That's it for the Guardian newspaper this morning.
I want to look at article we hit appeal court judgment on Nnamdi Kanu. You see, it will be very bad if this thing is used as political tool, if the case of Nnamdi Kanu, because what this wants to achieve now is, I don't know, Igbos will say, let us give our votes to article because when it comes in, no, it is wrong. No, I don't think any sensitive government, whether APC, PDP, or Labour Party, that if they come, that they will hold Nnamdi Kanu. Because they know that it is an injustice and nobody stands on injustice. Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari deliberately kept Nnamdi Kanu there because when the court has said release this man. So it should not be used as a campaign issue. Every of them, 3 of them, if any of them wins, he will release Nnamdi Kanu. That is one thing. So let people not want to use it to wave that it's a thing. But besides releasing Nnamdi Kanu, will he address the problems? Because there is a problem on ground. Because we should talk about beyond releasing Nnamdi Kanu. There is a cause Nnamdi Kanu is fighting. So will Atiku stand on those causes and say, Nnamdi Kanu, come, let us dialogue, which is a right thing. It is not just releasing the young man. The young man stands for something. And you don't just release him and ask him to go home. It is releasing him and call him on a table. Let us dialogue. What are these problems? Okay, we will do this, we will do this, we will not do this. And you are, by then, you should have done something. Just like when Nelson Mandela was released from prison. Mandela was not just allowed to go home. They still brought him, said, you were fighting for this thing. Okay, I take it. We're talking about freedom of the blacks in South Africa. We are granting those freedoms. And Mandela went to him, and the blacks were allowed to participate in everything politically in South Africa. And that's how Mandela became president. So when, like Nnamdi Okonkwo has assured us that if Atiku releases Nnamdi, if he releases him, is he going to dialogue with him to allow him all those principles he was fighting for? Is he going to allow him? So he should tell us more so that we will know If we will follow him, let us tell him more about the promise he's giving us. That is one thing.
Okay. Under the writers of the Nigerian Must Not Fail big story in front of the Guardian, NBA say they are apologizing to Nigerians for neglecting their roles.
Yeah, NBA is Nigerian Bar Association.
Yes.
Yeah. They should need to apologize to us more, because their role is kind of a watchdog on our legal system. And they have not performed that role, especially in this administration. Because under this administration, we saw how Attorney General scuttled many court processes, judgments, and so on that is against the federal government. And yet, when there is anyone that is against them, the same Malami will run to the courts, and the court will grant him favor. And the NBA did not do anything. It is still under NBA that a serving chief judge of the Federation was chased out like a common criminal. All manner of allegations raised against him. And at the end of the day, they forced him to resign. So these were the things NBA are supposed to do. Then NBA did not make Malami accountable. When there's a court judgment, they will throw it away, and they will choose the one that is favorable to them. And the NBA will be watching. It is, how many of them? It is so many. So if they are apologizing to Nigerians, they need to apologize more to us. Because as a watchdog, they should have stand against some of these atrocities committed by the Attorney General of the Federation. They should have stood against it. And by then the man will know. Or even they sanction the man. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. And NBA would have insisted that this man should be derobed. And the man will be, at least they should derobe him. Then the man will know that what he's doing is not good. But they could not do that. And they allowed him, and he's going. And after he will be basking that he was an attorney general that served the government, and they did very well. Like his boss, the president, is saying that they have done very well. And so on. But I don't know, when the time for that comes, we will know in what area that they have done very well.
All right. We are taking the last two papers together. That's the Daily Trust newspaper and the Nigerian Tribune. Let's start with the Daily Trust. POS operators hike charges amid Naira note scarcities. And then we have agents charge 1,000 Naira for 10,000 Naira transaction. DSS intercepts currency racketeers. Gunmen attack POS operators, injure 3 in Bauchi. Why e-payment may not address Naira scarcity, air export. Nasara, how I lost 9 children in air raid after paying 6 million Naira. Fulani leader. 1.8 trillion Naira used vehicles imported into Nigeria from US in 6 years. Infrastructure development in Nigeria, fantastic, says Buhari. Okay, Buhari says in Kano, yes. ISWAP distributes old Naira notes to passengers in Borno. Nigeria at very high risk of Lassa fever, NCDC. All right, quickly, let's see the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. PDP, APC fight over Buhari's visit to Kano. He was attacked, PDP. Security agencies must investigate PDP spokesman. This is coming from APC. Some foreign nations bent on destroying Nigeria, says President. 2023 election must hold as scheduled, Afenifere insists. And then Delta government debunks seeking fresh 100 billion Naira loan. Ojo-Elegba bridge accident, Sanwo-Olu director, trial of truck owner and driver. Only military aircraft can land in Ekiti Airport. This is coming from the government. So quickly.
I want to look at the Lagos accident, where container fell on a bus.
Yes.
And this is one area. First of all, I want to sympathize to the families of the 11 victims that died on Sunday in that accident. And that is one, for those of us who know Lagos very well, that is one thing that keep on happening in Lagos. And at the time they say they will now regulate the movement of container carrying trucks and so on to be only at night. But like any Nigerian thing, when they say it, they will do it first 1 month or 2 months, it will come back to normal. It is very bad that in this country, containers will be plying the same route cars are plying at the same time and on bad roads. And whenever there's anything, container will fail on smaller vehicles around and kill everybody. It is very bad. And that is one area Nigerian government has not given any, has not tried to find any solution to. When some time ago they said container carrying vehicles should be moving at night between the hours of 9 o'clock to 6 a.m. in the morning, it was applauded. Because at that hour, smaller vehicles, some private cars and buses, most of them, the road will be clear for them because they are gone home. And now these trucks will be moving and so on. But they will say it and they don't do it. And I don't know who to blame. Now, somebody is saying the truck owner will be punished. Is it, when he punishes him, is it the end? Because tomorrow another one will happen. Next day another one will happen. And this thing will keep on happening. Why don't we find a lasting solution to all these problems?
All right.
That is it.
Well, I want to say a very big thank you to you, Paulson Okeke, for joining us on Press Review this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it on the this part of the program. That is a Press Review. I want to say a very big thank you for being part of it. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. We're going on a short break, but we'll be right back, so stay with us.